Daily. Good morning, mga katribo. Welcome to Straight Talk, where we unpack the issues shaping our economy and everyday Filipino lives. I'm Teddy Montelibano, and we are live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
And I'm Jason Mago. Mga katribo, in today's episode, we have a very prominent figure in government and now in the private sector. He is the former Secretary of the Interior and Local Government, former Secretary of Department of Tourism, and also a former President of Rotary Club of Manila. He's also the Chair of Philippine Council for Foreign Relations and Vice Chair of the Board of Directors of Pepsi Cola Products Philippines.
Yeah, let's find out more from. We're very happy to welcome to Straight Talk former Secretary, DILG Secretary, Mr. Raffy Alunan. Welcome to Straight Talk, Mr. Alunan, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for your.
Thank you. Thank you, Teddy. Thank you, Jason.
Very valuable time.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's talk. Let's dive into the.
Just a minor correction.
Oh, yeah.
I'm no longer chair of the Philippine Council for Foreign Relations.
You're Chairman Emeritus.
I'm Chairman Emeritus. Yes.
That's. Can you share? Okay. Can you share? First of all, can you share what motivated you to transition from government service to leadership roles in the private sector? Just a little background about yourself, I guess.
Well, basically, I came from the private sector before I joined the government.
Okay, so it's the other way around.
I joined the private sector right after college in 1970.
Yes.
And then joined the government in 1989.
1989, first
And
under
then-
Cory, hindi ba?
First under President Cory.
Yeah.
I came in as part of the third wave.
Yes.
Of cabinet officials and sub-cabinet officials
Okay.
to join her.
You were Secretary of Tourism?
Undersecretary first.
Undersecretary of
And then
Tourism.
became Secretary of
Undersecretary
Tourism.
to Narslim.
Both of us were undersecretaries.
Who was the secretary? Tony.
No, it was Peter Garucho.
Peter already.
Peter replaced Speedy Gonzales,
Yes. Okay.
who
Great.
resigned. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when Peter was moved to the Department of Trade and Industry, I was asked to take over as Tourism Secretary.
Okay, for a while.
And from there, I moved on to this Department of Interior and Local Government
But in
under
a
President
separate-
Ramos.
in a different administration.
Under President Ramos. And so my stint in government was only for 7 years.
Okay.
Then I went back to the private sector
Yes.
after 1 year of studies abroad.
Yes.
So I'm still there. I'm still part of it.
That's part of it. Okay. Well, okay. Also you would want to be known as a concerned citizen, private individual, concerned citizen.
Very concerned.
Very concerned.
Very concerned. Mr. Alunan, what are you very much concerned about these days? Let's say, can we talk about a little bit about last year? How would you define
2025.
how would you define your 2025 from your viewpoint?
Yeah, as you know, I write columns for the Manila Times. I'm still waiting for the invitation by Willie to write for the Daily Tribune.
I think you should join us.
Anyway, my main theme last year was our VUCA situation.
Our
VUCA.
VUCA is an acronym for a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous situation.
Is that actually a word?
It's a
Who coined that word?
it's a term used by the national security community
okay.
worldwide.
Worldwide.
And that was based on the fact that the situation worldwide was murky, it was very chaotic, very hard to predict, right? Very unstable, right? And that extended to the Philippines because we're part of the international community, right?
Yes.
And it was exacerbated in the Philippines by our internal political situation.
Yes. The split
Because
between president and vice president.
which is just scratching the surface. But basically, at the bottom part of it is the fact that this country is having a hard time moving forward because of our political dynasties.
Oh, political
Our political dynasties control actually life in the Philippines. Political life, social life, economic life. Even our security is, shall we say, affected by our political dynasties. And that complicates further our VUCA situation. That was 2025, which was a carryover of 2024.
Yes.
And 2026 will be merely a carryover of 2025. It will be worse because I see the global situation getting worse, geoeconomically and geopolitically, on account of the great power competition taking place between the United States, Russia, China, and Iran, right? Affecting three spheres of influence.
Yes.
You've got Europe, you've got the Middle East, Indo-Pacific. But recently, a fourth sphere of influence was introduced because of the return of the Monroe Doctrine,
Okay.
which
You're
was
talking about Venezuela.
which was the attack of the United States in Venezuela, of Venezuela, to keep away Russia and China, because they look at it as Venezuela as a stepping stone for Russia and China to expand their influence in the Americas.
In America, sure.
So that brings us closer to what many security analysts believe to be moving towards World War III.
World War III.
Russia, the Russia-Ukraine war continues, despite Trump's declaration that he,
Still on. Russia's
that he was able to, forge a ceasefire, but that doesn't work, right? It continues, and we don't know whether Putin at some point, because he's threatened many times before, whether at some point, if his back is really against the wall, whether he'd begin to use tactical nuclear weapons. And once that begins, that could rapidly escalate into a major nuclear exchange, right? And then there is the friction between the United States and NATO, of which the United States is part of NATO.
Of course, yeah.
Right? Because of Greenland.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is a NATO country by virtue of Denmark.
And they're threatening the security of Denmark. Right? And NATO has basically circled their wagons against the United States and against Trump. So that's working to the benefit of Russia and China, right? If NATO is destabilized by no less than
That's
America.
exactly what Russia wants.
So it looks like, frankly, I see Putin and Xi Jinping grinning.
Exactly.
So with that, we also hear Trump saying that apart from Greenland, his next target is Iran. All right?
This is openly encouraging the protests to go on.
Correct. So
And threatening military action if they kill this 26-year-old protester. Diba?
He'll
They want to
face his
execute
wrath.
him.
Yeah.
what will happen there is that if they attack Iran, we don't know to what extent Russia and China will come in, right? Because Israel is part of the equation, the Arabian countries are part of the equation, and that's a very complex problem right there, right? How many years has that been going on, and no one has been able to solve it, no? And all the great powers are, involved in that, right? Then you've got Indochina, the Indo-Pacific, right? Where China wants to be the next superpower. Then they want to displace America from this part of the world, because I think half of the world's trade, or more than half of the world's trade, happens in this area.
Pacific.
And we're part of it. We're right in the center. We're the center of gravity here, because the South China Sea is what China wants to control first, before they expand their power to the Indian Ocean and to the Pacific Ocean, which the Americans and the Western powers control, right?
Yeah.
So, bottom line, our VUCA situation in 2026 will be worse than 2025, which is why I've been advocating in support of the National Resilience Initiative of the government
How
for
is that?
for community resilience. There are three levels in building national resilience. One is at the national level, which means that at the national level, the government itself has to get its act together
Okay.
and establish very clearly in terms of principle and action, unity, solidarity, and teamwork. All right. Right now we're not that.
Yes,
Right.
for sure.
Then the same thing applies to the local government units, right? Where a lot of corruption is taking place, a lot of infiltration is taking place. Our economy is in shambles because many of them are not progressive. It's controlled by dynasties, etc. So they've got to get their act together. Okay. Then at the community level, that's us, right? The question is, if there's a major disaster, okay, could be a natural disaster like, let's say, the West Valley Fault, all right, which will affect Metro Manila, all right. How well prepared are we in terms of resilience to deal with the consequences of a major catastrophe, right, which could more or less mirror what we encountered during COVID. Let's say supply chains are busted, all right. Our first responders are scattered all over. Who'll take care of us at the community level? If we don't anticipate, if we don't think ahead, all right, we'll be caught with our pants down.
Yeah.
So building community resilience starts with awareness, and then acting on that awareness to plan, to organize, right, and to come up with courses of action to ensure our safety, security, and survival, right? So that when the inevitable happens, and we don't know when that's going to happen,
Yes. Fair.
we're at least mentally prepared, right? And we have some sort of fallback position, all right, because of our state of preparedness. We will never be fully prepared, all right? But it's better to be half prepared or three-fourths prepared than not being prepared at all.
Yeah.
Before we go further from the topic about the political dynasty, I'm just curious, how does this status quo, really affect the Philippines throughout the years? Because I believe that, being a part of the political dynasty, you learn firsthand about how their families run respective government positions. So, I mean, that's my perspective as from the Gen Z. So,
correct.
how does it really affect?
If one were to look at it universally, okay,
Macro.
in generally speaking, political dynasties have negatively impacted on the Philippines, on our country.
Our culture also.
Yeah.
no?
Everything that we're short of, food, justice, our national power, right? Which includes education, all right, manufacturing, a business, no?
Yes.
We're weak compared to other countries, right? Even our IQ, our national IQ is below average compared to our the neighboring countries in ASEAN. So we're not doing things properly. We're not building our nation. Why? Because political dynasties are there to benefit themselves first rather than the country.
Yeah.
They're not serving the people as they're supposed to. Long ago, it was the other way around. If you wanted to serve the country honorably, join government. If you wanted to make money, join the business sector. Now it's the other way around.
You want to make money, join politics.
Politics in this country has become the biggest business,
That's terrible.
right? And that's very clear naman.
Yes, yes.
There's no need to elaborate on that because we've seen that day in, day out over the past many decades.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. And our dilemma is, how does a weak society, because if we were a strong society, that would have stopped a long time ago. How does a weak society overcome the challenge?
What makes a society strong? I mean, how can we move away from being a weak society into a
Well, two things. And I fall back on the time of President Ramos. Okay? When we analyzed the problems of the country then, okay, we said there are two things that we need to do. Okay, one is to exercise leadership at every level of society, right? And second, moral renewal.
Yeah, how do you do
Because
that?
we lost our moral moorings, we lost our values, we lost our virtues, right? And we went over to the dark side, all right? Because it's easy come, easy go, easy money, right? And to hell with rules and regulations, right?
Shimira, you would say that even during the time of FVR, he was aware of that.
Yes.
Political dynasties and
In
all that.
fact,
We were
as a matter-
discussing that already.
Correct. But
Precisely because you were DILG.
yes, and my main encounter there with them
Well,
was wedding
Wedding.
which was controlled by families.
by political dynasties
Yeah,
and
political
who were in
dynasties.
Congress.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a very good example. The anti-wedding law or anti-gambling law then penalized those that were caught with a fine of 2,000 pesos.
2,000 pesos lang.
2,000 pesos.
That's
But
for the
you-
first offense.
Whatever
first
offense.
Whatever
for three
offense.
offenses. For three
For three
offenses.
offenses.
Yeah. After that, jail time. no?
Okay.
The point is, the law also says that if the suspect does not have any, is not holding on to any evidence that can pin him to the crime, wala, right?
Goes
So
scot-free.
who were caught? The small fry, because they're the ones handling, right? But the masterminds, the guys managing the whole thing, wala. They weren't handling anything, no? So they always went scot-free. Okay, now here's the thing. We would average something like 25,000 arrests
Arrest.
every year. So times 2,000, that's 50 million pesos. Okay, okay, set that aside. At that time, the study that was shown to me by a police colonel who studied the wetting business, he said the wetting business annually brings in 16 billion pesos.
16 billion,
Okay.
even during the time, huh?
Yeah. And of which 30% of the 16 billion, or roughly about close to 5 billion pesos, is for bribes. All right? For bribes. So the rest is less expenses, that's gravy na. Right? And who are they bribing? The entire criminal justice system. From police all the way to the courts. No? And jails. Right? And where you can escape at any time, right? So that's 5 billion. So what is 50 million pesos to the 5 billion pesos? Right? Drop in the bucket.
Okay. Bucket, yeah.
So there were attempts, many attempts to convince Congress to add teeth to the law.
Yes.
But just like the anti-dynasty law, why would they do something that would hurt them?
Because they're part of it.
Yeah, they're
They're involved
benefiting
in-
from it.
So that was our dilemma, and that continues to be our dilemma today.
Why couldn't you have stopped or at least make a dent? I mean,
Sorry.
FVR was, he was a person who would, to associate.
We had many
enforcement.
problems. We had many problems at that time. Things were very unstable. As you know, the first 2 years of President Ramos, he had to wrestle down the blackout,
Yeah, the power. Which
the
he
energy
solved,
problem,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it took him about 1.5 years to 2 years
Correct,
to wrestle that down. He had 2 very good years.
Also, the telecommunications monopoly, he broke that.
Yeah, he had 2 very good years out of his 6 years, because the last 2 years of his presidency, he was hit naman by the Asian financial crisis.
Yeah,
Right?
grabe, oh.
So he was fighting dragons and all kinds of problems, right? And that was the time in 1995 when China took mischief reef away from us
That was during his time, ba?
during our time, and we were really incensed by that, because the year before that we were just in China paying our respects to Jiang Zemin, right? And hoping to have closer relations. But because there was no more American defense umbrella over us, because
Yeah, right. No.
the bases were closed,
Yeah,
no?
bases were closed, yeah.
In 1991, and Subic Bay was eventually closed by 1993. Took them 2 years to dismantle that.
Correct.
1995, 2 years later, China took advantage of the
Yeah.
loss of a defense umbrella. And it continued until 2012, 2012 when they took Scarborough.
Correct.
During
Pinoy's
that
time.
period, America was not around. They were, pardon the pardon the language, but they were pissed off at the Philippines, right? Yet the Mutual Defense Treaty was never abrogated.
Yeah.
So,
was
so they just
1951
waited
pa.
for the right time for things to normalize, and it was only during the time of Obama in the last years of his presidency that their national security network or sector saw what began to understand what China was doing, and that they were the target.
Yes.
It was only that time because they're so busy in the Middle East, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, etc., in Libya, Syria, that they forgot about their anchor here in the Pacific.
Correct.
It was only in 2012 when they began realizing that. And then when we filed the case before the arbitral tribunal and won it, that's when they began their comeback. Yeah.
Raffy, remember the main question really was, why weren't you able to make a dent? Having realized
Precisely because of those.
Okay, but then we go in a commercial break.
Okay.
So hold it for a while. Okay.
Okay.
We continue
Yeah.
after this commercial break.
This break is brought to you by Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Union Bank, it starts with you.
Usapang OFW is the show that honors the journeys of our modern-day heroes, our OFWs. Join Chingmi Fernandez, John Dodson, and Raffy Ayang every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. to hear the real stories behind the sacrifices. Watch it live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Want to hear from thought leaders shaping our world? Straight Talk with Chito, Lozada, and Montelibano dives into leadership, politics, and business every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Catch conversation live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Okay, so we're back after that short commercial break. Mr. Alunan, we were talking about what were we talking about?
We were talking about
Why
wasn't
Yeah,
why was he
yes.
able to make a dent?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
were we were
during-
not
during the
able
time-
to make
during-
a dent.
During the time of Ramos,
Yeah.
during the time of FVR, you already realized that a big problem,
Yes.
paralyzing
Yeah.
progress in the Philippines into political maturity is because of the hold of political dynasties
Correct.
here.
That's why he began by breaking up the monopolies.
Yes, or telecommunications, PLDT, etc.
That's right. But he could not. That he was constantly interrupted by
Battling so many
mostly geopolitical events,
Geopolitical, yeah.
International.
geoeconomic, the Asian financial crisis,
87.
which is why he could not even
So
he could not modernize the armed forces. If you recall, after 1995, that was February, no?
you were involved in that? Yeah.
When Mischief Reef was taken, I was in the National Security Council as the ILG secretary.
Yes.
He caused the immediate passage of the first AFP modernization.
Correct. Yeah, we were
Right.
part of it. I mean,
Because we
participated
we
in it.
realized that without the American defense umbrella, we had to fill in the void.
Yes,
We had to now
absolutely, okay.
finance our defense buildup. All right. Joe De Venecia used his Rainbow Coalition to pass that law very quickly.
Yes.
So in around middle of the year, we had the first Modernization Act, which had a length of or a duration of 15 years, right? Which meant that it would cover 2 more presidencies before it ended. Okay. What happened? The Asian financial crisis hit.
2097
That was in 97.
ba?
Yeah, 97. In 98, that was when his presidency ended, right?
Correct, yeah.
From 95 to 97, naturally, when a law is enacted, you have to prepare the internal rules and regulations. That takes a little time.
Yeah.
And by the time it comes
Implementing,
out,
I mean, implementing rules and regulations.
yes, implementing rules and regulations, the IRR, right?
Yeah.
The next is to organize,
Organize.
mobilize,
Yes.
right? And negotiate,
Yes.
right? Because the idea was to sell a portion of Fort Bonifacio to the private sector to generate the cash needed for the defense build-up.
Ito na yung BGC.
That's BGC, right? But because of the Asian financial crisis, the private sector backed out.
Yeah.
They had no cash. They didn't know where to get money, right? So it was a wait and see thing until when the crisis dissipated in 2001. By that time, it was already Estrada.
Oh, yeah.
All right, it was no longer FDR. And here's the thing: up to now, there's this lie. It was, I think, it was political. It was a political smear on Ramos that he pocketed the money for modernization. Well, actually, there was no money from the BGC sale because it was suspended. What he did was he got seed money from savings, government savings, 5.7 billion pesos, which was turned over to the Estrada administration during the face-off between the outgoing cabinet and the incoming cabinet.
yeah.
This was held in Campo Aguinaldo, right? Somehow people forgot about it. It was turned over, right?
It's a good thing. Yeah.
That amount was used to prosecute the war against the MILF during the time of Estrada.
Okay.
It was withdrawn in 3 tranches. And no less than Emmy Bongkodin of the DBP, DBM,
DBM.
testified before Congress. No? So this money was never stolen. It was there and it was used for another purpose.
It's a good thing that you're reminding people.
I have to because it comes out every now and then in social media up to now.
Yeah, so now we have.
Notwithstanding the fact that it was already written about by media, no, because Ramos himself went to Congress together with Emmy Bongkodin, and they brought all their files, and they said no, this is exactly what happened, and so Congress stopped their investigation.
Okay.
Much later on, and I think if President Estrada is listening to me, he invited me once to his house after he was released from detention. We had lunch in his house, and he said,
Quite a charming guy, actually.
well, I know Erap is a very nice guy and very friendly, and we crack jokes, a lot of jokes whenever we're together.
And he loves to eat.
And he told me, he says, Raffy, I asked you because I asked you to come here because I need your assistance. I said, how can I be of help? He says, I want you to arrange a meeting with President Ramos because I want to apologize to him.
This is in what year?
And this was right after he was released from detention. Still during the time of of Gloria.
Gloria.
Because Gloria pardoned him, di ba?
Yeah. And I said, what about? And he said, well, I want to tell him that I came to know that what I said about him was wrong, and I want to apologize.
What did you say?
About
The pocketing of the
about
money.
about
Modernization.
yes. I said, somebody told me about it, naniwala naman ako, sabi niya, pero mali. Mali.
What a guy. I mean,
Yeah, so now I want to apologize, sabi niya. Okay. So I just want to put that on record.
Did you arrange that meeting?
Yes, I did, but President Ramos was so pissed off.
FBR.
It was,
Boy, you should write your memoirs, huh?
yeah.
I am.
Well,
I'll
I
help
still
you
have my
research.
memory.
Yeah. But that was fantastic. I mean, those are, di ba?
Yes.
Ako,
Yeah.
what did you love it? But okay, so let's go. The thing that bothers me is that from the way you're talking, it seems that this malaise or this cultural aberration isn't ever going to be It seems like it's so difficult to fix or
It is difficult, Ted, because those who have time to think, okay, belong to the middle class and upper class. And how many percent of that is, does it
That's a very
represent of the
frustrating
population?
thing.
We're
That's a
talking
very
about
frustrating
20%,
thing.
right? The 80% are too busy surviving.
how do we?
And then
you
they're
see-
also influenced by the political dynasties because when the time comes when they need ayuda,
very
they're given ayuda and they're all
vulnerable
happy
to that.
about it, right? But they forget the fact that year after year they remain impoverished.
How do we even start to ano? I mean,
As someone who's advocating for national, local, and the community resiliency, what are the steps have you taken to?
Well, this is a different
This is a-
topic
this is-
now,
this is a
no?
different topic,
But I'll lead to that. I'll come
Alright.
to that. Like I said, when we analyzed it with President Ramos, we said this is going to be a long-term thing. It cannot be done within one administration
Yeah, not
because
even
we're
two,
talking about
maybe.
ugali.
Ugali,
Okay, this is a sociological problem, right? Your attitude drives your behavior. All right. If you have the wrong attitude, meaning to say the wrong mindset, then you exercise wrong behavior, right? And it boiled down to our analysis that we lost our moral moorings. We were
have
no
lost
longer
our
ethical.
moral moorings.
We were no longer an ethical nation because even if we knew that the difference between right and wrong, we would always choose wrong over right. Right? Okay. The fact that political dynasties continue to lord it over, the aristocracy continue to lord it over, all right? And the country remains impoverished. Injustice remains, right? So it looks like they're not doing things right.
Yeah.
And it's clear because they're the ones benefiting, they're the ones getting richer, and the rest of the country is getting poorer, right? And getting left behind by other countries
Okay.
who have exhibited exactly the opposite of what we are, what we've been demonstrating. They put their country ahead of themselves. Okay. We've lost that. So patriotism is one of them. Loss of moral mooring is another one. Right? So the question is what to do, right? What to do? That is what we have to think about. That it's time that we earn the right to live, all right, and do something for the country. Okay, and it's very difficult to get consensus. Okay, especially when we're influenced by the aristocracy. Okay. Now, so I don't have any prescription how to go about that, right?
Yeah.
For those of us who have reached that blank wall, for many of us, okay, I'm not actually advocating it, but many of us say, well, if your back is against the wall,
Revolution.
there's no other way to save yourself. Then jump into the unknown, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know already what I mean, no? But there are no guarantees there. And
no
many
guarantees,
countries who've done that have really suffered more. No, have suffered more.
Yeah.
Okay. In the case of resilience, community resilience, you ask yourself, if a big emergency happens, all right,
Are we ready?
the national and local authorities, especially the military and the police, all right, will have their hands full. If it's not humanitarian assistance, all right, it will be fighting, armed enemies, right?
Yes.
So who will be protecting us if they're busy out there performing their missions? We have to think of that and prepare ahead.
We have a civilian militia force.
Yeah. So what we're working on here is the retirees, the military retirees, who are actually also part of the reserve force,
Yeah.
Okay.
can be of help at the community level, right? By helping communities organize,
Yeah.
by helping them think about how to secure themselves, come up with safety protocols, and work out, a survival plan, right? They're good at that because
Yes,
that's what they did when they were soldiers, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And they can help. They could help, shall we say, organize auxiliary security forces within the communities
Exactly.
to assist the military and the police
Yes. Oh.
to relieve them of the burden of helping
Is
them.
that being done now in some measure?
That's being worked on, okay? Not being done yet. It's still being discussed.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard to talk about national resilience, about unity, solidarity, and teamwork when everybody is so disorganized and scattered.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so hard to put things
So
together.
is there a lead? Is there a lead in that endeavor?
Well, I'm advocating that. I'm working with our national security officials also on that.
Oh, that's great.
I'm working with Mayor Raffy Alunan because he's our
He's a
local
friend of
government
ours.
chief executive in Muntinlupa.
Yes.
I'm working with elements of the military who are into resilience operations. And we would like to use Muntinlupa as a role model for community resilience and local government resilience and a partnership between the two.
Muntinlupa includes Alabang, no?
Yes,
Correct.
that's part of the city. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
Just wanted to be part of.
yeah, you'll be part of that.
Yeah. So, Sir Raffy, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but we're running out of time now. So, siguro I'll give my last question. No?
Okay.
So, looking ahead, what do you think about what's your outlook on the economic and social development? So, and what steps should be prioritized?
Everything.
That's the thing.
You mentioned a while ago that 2026 is looking worse than
Yes, because
2025.
it's being driven also by geo-economic and geopolitical forces of where we have no control over. No? It's bad enough that we can't even control our own problems here. No, President Marcos is having a hard time, assuming that he's very sincere in, let's say, getting the anti-dynasty law passed. What is being presented by Congress is not an anti-dynasty law. I mean, we've looked at it, and it's just allowing dynasties to continue. No, but they call it an anti-dynasty law. If President Marcos is really sincere in breaking up the dynasties, he should present, I think, the version of civil society, because they've been at this for the longest time, and they've come up with these prescriptions for the longest time, but they've been ignored.
Yeah, what is
They've
what
been
is
serially ignored. And I think that if he was sincere, he would, first of all, tell Congress, this is an urgent bill compared to give this priority. The difference is because if it's urgent, they don't have to go through first reading, second reading, third reading. It goes straight to plenary.
But isn't government majority of the government officials are part of the political dynasty? So
That is now the litmus test on the leadership of President Marcos.
isn't it gonna wipe out the majority of
He has to
Correct.
he has to exercise. If he doesn't
Wipe out
exercise that, all right, then it will be bad on his legacy. Because he said something,
Yeah.
but he wasn't able to carry it out.
Yeah.
He said something about the flood control, about the 20 pesos bigas, but nothing really happened.
20 peso?
The 20 pesos bigas for
The bigas.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they already expanded that in Lingayen. They launched it in Lingayen.
okay, so those are political what you call that news bites, right? But to me, corruption is so widespread that
Can you
one
imagine?
of the things that he needs to do, all right, is to create special courts,
Special courts.
a special criminal justice team that would investigate, prosecute, and then convict, and then jail.
This is
No?
the ICI.
No, it's not. No. It has to be an integrated effort, right? An integrated team, right? During my time, I followed the lead of his father. They created a 24-hour tourism court because
Tourism court.
there were so many crimes against tourists, no?
Oh, yeah.
And during my time, there was also that problem. So I created that with the help of the Supreme Court, because they're the only ones that can create a special court.
What happened to it?
We implemented it, and we had successes because I said the only way for this thing to work is if the complainant files an affidavit and appears in court.
Yeah.
And we were able to get, I think, 3 or 4 convictions during my time. I was only there for 1 year, no?
Yeah.
3 or 4 convictions. It took about maybe a week or 2 weeks. 24 hours just meant, we have a sense of urgency, to address this. But 1 week, 2 weeks is not bad compared to months or years, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So it worked. The trouble with our country, the trouble with our politics is that once a new administration comes in, there's no continuity. All right. They don't think about what were the good policies that were working, and we'll continue that, and then we'll add to our own. No?
Isn't there like a formal turnover or like a briefing for the next
Meron.
administration?
But nothing happens. Kasi the mentality always is, we're the new kids on the block. Wala na yun. You know.
Sir Raffy, I love the conversation, and we can continue this later and after the show, but time's limited here.
Sure.
So, and do you have
This is
any parting words to our audiences, to the contribus?
Oh wow. Well, we have a lot of problems to think about and to work on. One thing I can say is that we'll never be able to rise up to those challenges if we are not united, if we are not in solidarity with our national values and with the Constitution. And without teamwork, we'll never get anything done. So remember that.
Okay. So,
Unity, solidarity, and teamwork.
Great. Fantastic.
all right. So, and thank you so much. Fantastic. Again, unity and solidarity, right? And that
teamwork.
And teamwork. And that wraps up today's episode of Straight Talk. A big thank you to our guest, former Secretary Raffy Alunan, for sharing his insights on government, business, and the future of our economy.
We hope you, mga katribo, found these conversations as enlightening as we did. Don't forget to follow us on Daily Tribune's Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok for more discussions that matter to every Filipino. Thank you for joining us on Straight Talk.
Catch us again next time as we continue conversations that matter to the nation. This is Jason Mago.
And this is Teddy Montelibano. Maraming salamat, mga katribo, and always stay informed.
Narito na naman ang inyong lingkod, Manong Joe, para sagutin ang inyong tanong. May tanong tayo mula kay Javier Domingo, isa pong netizen. Manong Joe, paano pag sa Metro Manila tumama ang lindol, handa ba ang Meralco? Ito sagot, Javier, at maganda yung tanong mo. Napapanahon talaga na paghandaan ang anumang uri ng sakuna, maging ito'y lindol, malakas na bagyo at kung anuman, sa dami ng kalamidad na nararanasan natin mula sa mga nangyayaring lindol hanggang sa mga pagbaha, malakas na hangin at iba pa, ang kaligtasan ng bawat customer ang prioridad ng Meralco. Tinitiyak namin na ginagawa ang lahat para mapanatiling ligtas at maayos ang aming serbisyo at mga pasilidad. Pinapalitan namin ang mga poste ng mas matibay na gawa sa konkreto at pakal. Inililipat din ang mga poste sa mga lugar na ligtas. Regular na nagsasagawa ng tree trimming at wire clearing ang Meralco para hindi maapektuhan ang mga linya ng kuryente o makayanan ang anumang bagyo o lindol. Nagsasagawa rin ang Meralco ng re-insulation at conductor shielding ng mga linya namin, pagpapatibay ng mga lighting protection system, pati na rin ang pagkakabit ng mga smart device para agad na matukoy ang mga posibleng alalahanin ukol sa serbisyo ng kuryente. Kung kakailanganin, handa po ang Meralco na pansamantalang mag-de-energize upang masiguro ang kaligtasan ng publiko. Kadalasan po namin itong ginagawa kapag tumataas ang tubig baha o di kaya ay napakalakas ng bagyo. Kasama na rin ang uga ng lindol. Pagkatapos naman po ng anuman sakuna, maging po ito'y bagyo o lindol, at may na-damage po kami facilities, bumagsak na linya o ano ba man, huwag ho ninyong lapitan. Hayaan ninyo ang aming mga crew ang gumawa ng kinakailangan para masigurong ligtas ang pagkukumpuni. Kapag sigurado na po tayo na ligtas nang bumalik sa bahay, siguro po tingnan muna natin ang sitwasyon sa loob at siguraduhin din na yung ating mga internal wiring facilities ay nasa maayos na kalagayan. Bago pa man abutin ng tubig baha yung inyong mga outlet, patayin na muna ang main switch sa bahay at i-unplug ang mga appliances. Kung may electrical hazard, agad itong i-report sa amin sa Meralco sa pamamagitan ng My Meralco app. Nasa social media din po kami, Facebook at X, yung dating Twitter, o sa Meralco hotline bilang 16211. Pwede din kayong mag-text sa numerong ito. Tandaan mga katribo na sa panahon ng kalamidad, ang pagiging alerto at maingat ay susi sa kaligtasan. Ako po muli ang inyong lingkod si Manong Joe, Saldariaga para sa Ask Manong Joe. Hanggang sa muli mga katribo at sa mga nanonood sa Daily Tribune.